Alright, what's up guys? So today, got a pretty nice video for you. I'm going to be using this foam to make a shrimp tank here. I'm going to be using the foam with the rocks in the background. It really helps like solidify your scape, and it looks great. It also does not harm your fish or your shrimp, which can be sensitive. Because if you let it cure fully, it's completely water safe. So I'm just gonna get right into the scaping here. As you can see, I am gonna be using a darker stone. I recommend you use at least like cerulean stone in these scapes. You can even use, but the best thing to use would be black lava rock, because it blends seamlessly with the foam. Now the cerulean stone is really good, along with some driftwood, to kind of help add some texture and some diversity overall. I do paint the back of my tanks black. You can use any type of acrylic paint. Just let it dry, it's perfectly fine. You can remove it later on if you end up not liking it. So I'm just gonna play around with the scape here. Like I said, using some cerulean stone. This is gonna be a very like rock heavy scape. I want it to be very mountainous, and there will be, a lot of hiding spots. Now, I am attempting to incorporate a cave within this scape, which means I'm gonna have to kind of play around here and just kind of decide how I'm gonna tackle this. And keep in mind, I would put your filter in first, as well as your heater, just so that you know where to put your rocks. A box cutter knife, and kind of make some incisions, and then go in with my fingers and kind of shape it how I want it. So you see here, it looks very dark right now, but the cerulean stone gets dark once water is added. And you'll see, I added another little piece of driftwood in the corner just to add some texture overall. And you just want to take your fingers and kind of rip it across. Like I said, 100% fish safe, but this stuff will look amazing. Now I am going to use black sand here just to kind of continue the theme of like a darker mountainy look. I don't think normal sand would go great. You could use white sand to kind of have a contrast, especially with your colorful shrimp. They'll kind of pop in that white sand, but black sand is, works just as well in this scenario. It's also mixed with a bit of plant substrate, so it's going to help the plants that I'm going to try to grow within this aquarium. You're going to want about, half an inch, I would say, of at least at the front. But if you're going to plant plants in an area, you're going to want about an inch of substrate, depending. But overall, you're going to want at least half an inch all around. And I'm just going to use just kind of a variety of things. You don't want to use anything too massive, so I'm going to go for some cryptocorn and some small pieces of Valsteria. Now, the Val probably wasn't the best idea, because Val can get out of control really fast if you don't pay attention to it. But we're going to go with a bunch of Java moss and a couple other kind of rocky plants around here. And yeah, we'll go with some more cryptocorn, obviously, just to kind of bush it up. And like I said, some Java fern. This is kind of going to be a lightly planted tank again. This stuff will take off if, just given some time. and I kind of just used what was available to me, like what was around me and what was in different tanks that I could take. I didn't really go out and specifically buy plants for this tank. A few of them I did, like the Java ferns there, which actually don't end up surviving. Java ferns can kind of be finicky. Sometimes they do amazing. Other times they get holes in their leaves and just like they're impossible to keep alive. And it's just like, I guess it just depends. But overall, we're gonna kind of finish off our escape here and fill up the tank and get back to you guys once this thing has cycled. All right, so the tank is more or less cycled. Ended up taking out the Valisteria because the Valisteria grew way too huge over here, and I replaced it with some cryptocorn, so those will get bushy and nice over here. You'll notice like over here, this is kind of taking over, you know, the Java moss at the top. So this is actually, we have our shrimp. I'm gonna release 8 shrimp in this tank, and it is a little bit cloudy right now because I was just messing around with it and put in the new cryptocorn. Now, if there's any algae in here, the shrimp will be perfect in helping take care of it. I'm only gonna do 8 shrimp in this tank because I don't think it needs that many shrimp. The population will take off because it's like a smaller tank. And I'll feed them a lot. So we're gonna get them acclimated and we'll be right back. Go ahead and release them. Here we go, our cherry shrimp are in the tank. Now currently, it may not look like much, but we got some females and some males in there. Some smaller guys, but with 8, there should be enough to grow the population, and soon you'll have a full tank. I'm not sure where the other ones went. They could have gone to like the cave back there. I made that cave, but there's at least a couple visible up front here right now, 4 of them. There's actually a little guy right there. Yeah, there he is. But they'll be bright red and they'll look great in black substrate especially. There's plenty of food in here. So I'll update you guys in about a month of how the tank's doing. How's he out?